So you started off this conversation with something that we talk a lot about in the internet marketing world, and that's about mindset. And you were talking about understanding or really having a firm grip when you're getting involved in setting up a business of, understanding that money is already printed and that it's already there. Can you elaborate a little bit on
Well,
that?
our conditioning, our mindset is that we always
There isn't
put a
enough.
focus, well, we always focus on the end result of everything.
Mm,
And we never begin with no end result,
mhm.
which is the journey, enjoying this first step, not the last step. The first step is recognizing that if I'm going to do something, I am successful before I have anything,
Mhm.
before I collect my first penny, my first dollar.
Mhm.
It's not because I made the first dollar that I'm successful. I am successful
Before.
before you wake up. If you wake up,
Waking up is your
waking
success.
up is a success. Then allowing life to carry you through that day and through that moment is the greatest success you'll have. But if you wake up and you're pessimistic about the fact that it's raining and it should be sunny, the fact that it's cold and not warm, then I don't think that that approach is going to do wonders for you. But the mindset, we're always conditioned that success is at the end once again. That you first have to have failure in order to have success, and that actually is not true. You don't have to fail to have success. It doesn't work that way. And you're not a success because you failed. The opposite of the same thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to me.
So
it makes sense to me. I think we tend to be hard on ourselves unnecessarily, and so anyway, it's nice to have a partner who kind of can, what's the word I want to say, emphasize or underline some of the same mindset philosophies in launching a business like this, because there will be times when you're kind of like, oh my God, will we be able to pay the rent?
well, I want to say this, and that is that richness is not, it's not a quantity. Richness is something that is inward.
It's a quality.
Yes, it's a quality. It's also understanding that you can't really put a number on the richness that takes place inside you. If you have $5 and with that $5 you get a wine, it's not that you can't drink a wine that's $10. It's that you have $5 and you want a $5 bottle of wine. Now, if it's no good, it's because you're comparing it with something else. But for the $5, it's the only grape juice that you can drink. So enjoy that grape juice without the comparison of the $10, $15, even $6 bottle of wine.
Or $5,000
or $5,000 bottle of wine. It's just remain with the fact.
Yeah.
The fact, or what I call what is what you have to work with, not what's not there.
Right. And actually, I guess you're kind of touching on the power of now, and really sort of like being fully in the moment and not thinking about what could have been or what you want to get to and how you're not there yet, keeping score, really just sort of being in a state of appreciation with where you are.
The plan that you make for yourself begins now. The plan is not for the future. The plan is now. So as you're starting this venture with us, you're planning what is taking place today, not the fact that you're going to be hoping for what it is to come, because clearly it's going to frustrate you because it's not there at this moment. At this moment, here we are talking. I don't have any pockets to show you. I don't have any money on me right now. But my pockets eventually, with my wife's help, they're going to start getting full again. So that's where our journey begins. We begin with nothing, and hopefully that nothing turns into something.
Well, it really is a matter of like just focusing on the first step, right? And we've talked about this before. Like we're not thinking so much about how like we're going to make it to the very top of the cliff or it's really just about the direction you want to head in, and your biggest focus, your only focus is what is the next step? What is the next step that I can do today, now, this minute, this hour, but not so much sort of saying like, okay, I've got 10 years to get to the top of the whatever. You might surprise yourself and end up at the top of that whatever, in less than 10 years.
Well, to climb the mountain, it's not in the last step, but the first step. So it's something really to look into. Success is in the first step, not the last.
Yeah. And every step is a first step.
I don't know if you've understood this yet, and that is that most of us can always talk about success after the fact.
Yeah.
To anybody who's made it, it's always after the fact. But at least I'm going to start this way. In the restaurant industry, the dishwasher never has a successful story if he remains a dishwasher, if he doesn't become a chef, doesn't open up a restaurant for himself. But his success, if he's enjoying himself, doesn't come by what he's accomplished. It comes from who he is as a human being and as a person.
And being fully that who he is in that moment, every moment, and not getting, down on yourself in this moment because you haven't, like, all of those years behind you are irrelevant, and that's one of the, I think, wonders of setting up a home-based business or an online business is that you are really, you really only have yourself to answer to. And you go easy on yourself, but also challenge yourself to like be the whatever it is that you want to be. And it isn't about like looking at where you want to be 50 years from now or like how big you want your bank account to be. It's really about how can you be like the fullest, bestest person now and every now.
Your success comes now, not tomorrow. And your failures are not from what happened previous. Whatever it is that it's in your psyche, in your psychology, whatever has happened previously, put that aside. That's done.
In the past. It's history.
You can't bring up whatever's happened, and you can't blame your parents, your education, your economy, whatever it is, you can't. You can only move now from the point that you are onto whatever it's going to happen in your life.
Love, I'm so glad you joined us today. I'm so glad that I managed to and this won't be the last time you'll be joining us. We're going to sign off a little bit early today because I'm a little discombobulated from the whole electrician thing. And then we need dinner. And then I have my class with another one of my coaches. So yeah.
Well, I hope to see you the next time.
Next week at 3, which is 9 East Coast time, and I don't know what time it is in Thailand, but
my job is to get ready for dinner. Again, I have to give myself plenty of time to make dinner. Otherwise, we will have an unhappy customer.
Yeah, well, I will definitely be unfocused during the training today.
So, thank you.
So thanks so much for our first couples live on the Ask Me Anything. Nobody had questions today, but that's cool. And I'll come up with some questions or topics for next week. And yeah, looking forward to doing this on at least a weekly basis.